everyone to our national webinar on Bridging Generations, Cultivating Trust and Purpose in a Hybrid Workplace. I'm Gillian Stoble, a member of PM Forum Scotland Committee, and delighted to chair this session today. So with hybrid working being the norm and teams now containing multi-generational team members, it can be hard for businesses and leaders to get the balance right to support all team members at any level. So joined today by two powerful speakers, first Pauline Caldwell from Momentum Business Consultancy and Martin Dewar from Stay Bright.
I'll take you through a bit of a high-level walkthrough of these 5 factors of focus that I think are consistent themes that have come out in my conversations. I think the first piece really of this is the purpose of being in the office. And I think when we hear the rhetoric around leaders saying, you know, we want you back in the office, people are not productive, etc., I think they forget to think about, well, what is the point of being in the office in the first place? And when do we need to collaborate and work together? And when do we need the time where we don't actually have to be in sync with one another and we can have the quiet time to step away, particularly when you think about the law firm environment where, you know, lawyers and themselves in particular, you know, are quite head down types of folk.
When we think about a young person coming into work, in a lot of cases, their induction or their introduction is similar to anybody else. They need to know what the company is, what you do, who their manager is. They need to build a relationship with colleagues, find out what success looks like, what's expected of them, etc. But in my experience, there's also a secondary set of support needs that kind of often go unseen or forgotten about, not because they're not valuable, but because we do them automatically and we sometimes forget they're there. So these are the things that I call the rules of work. And they're basically learning how to be in the workplace and what is expected of you. So it's less about goals around productivity and so on, and more about your role within the workplace.
You talked about reviewing productivity, and how do you feel that works best to measure productivity in relation to working patterns and locations?
Yeah. For me, I think the location and working pattern is a distraction. And I think it's always been a distraction, even pre-pandemic. And what I mean by that is too often we will say, oh, it's because they're part-time, or it's because they're not in the office, or it's because they're not physically in front of me. And that for me is just code for I have to make an effort to then do something different in my day job as a line manager to get the best out of that person, and that's an inconvenience for me. What is the output that individual is doing? So, you know, what is the work quality? Have they met their goals? Have they met their objectives? Are they getting good feedback from different people across the organisation that's working with them? Have they got good feedback from the clients? Are you get people that are wanting to work with them on different pieces of work?
Huge thank you to Martin and Pauline for your time and your insights and sharing your experience with us. It's been